So guys, I want to play a scenario again that we have our planned IATF surveillance audit next month from our certification body. We started production 1 month ago after a 3-month shutdown. So I would like some insight. What do we think will be the IATF third-party auditor focus during this next audit? Will there be any particular things that they will look that we've done effectively after starting up after a 3-month shutdown?
The top management portion of the audit will really focus on the impact. Many organisations have been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the auditors are going to want to try and understand from the top management what the impact is on the sort of strategic direction of the organisation and any changes that this situation has brought about to the organisation and how those changes have been managed.
Devin, maybe a little bit of insight into contingency planning, because this was strengthened in the issue of IATF 16949. What do you think an organisation should do then after they've had this disruption?
Contingency planning is very crucial in IATF 16949, and auditors upon restart will be checking to make sure that the contingency plans were followed as written by the organization's QMS.
Niall, what about the updating of contingency plans? Because I guess nobody in their contingency plan would have really planned for anything as big as this COVID pandemic. What do you think an organization should do in terms of lessons learned?
I would, again, to your point, that the organisation will have revisited their contingency plan and address some of the sort of business continuity measures that, as you say, maybe hadn't been accounted for. So again, auditors are going to be interested to understand how the contingency plans have worked, and I guess more importantly, what lessons have been learned for those contingency plans to be updated to help manage these new risks. And there's so much around the fundamental safety of people aspect, and that has to be a focus really for all of us. And auditors and certified organisations are part of that. So there'll definitely be a focus on how people are being kept safe in the new way of working.
It's a good point now, because the standardised work requirement in IATF 16949 talks about rules for operator safety. Now, I guess there is some link between health and safety. So it was interesting, I think, that an organisation should, within the framework of standardised work, be looking at how they're going to ensure safety for their operators. Another point about the COVID disruption then, if we've been unable to keep our internal audit program going due to the pandemic, so for example, we've missed 3 months of our audit plan, will this be an issue during our next audit?
And it would be case by case, and it would be based on risk, but I think everyone expects there to have been, there is a level of disruption, and that will apply to an organisation's internal audit programme as it applies to everything else. So personally, I think it's perfectly acceptable for that disruption to have occurred in relation to the audit programme. But again, the focus will have to be on understanding the risks, and I would expect an organisation to maybe want to reschedule some of its internal audits based on some of the key processes that may have changed as a result of COVID-19. And for me, that's completely justifiable.
It's a very good point that the audit plan should be a live document. So they may have missed some audits, but at minimum, after they start production again, there should be a review of the audit program and updating it based upon risk, based upon change, and based around performance. Devin, we all know, I think, that if a factory shuts down and starts back up again, that introduces risk, the startup process. What do we think auditors might be looking for around the way that we started the production back up again?
Obviously, they're going to be working to make sure that the startup process is clearly defined, their work instructions are posted and understood in the languages that the operator speaks. And then it's also interesting to note that they're going to be looking at maintenance records, right? Because when you have a machine shut down for a while, you're going to want to make sure that that machine is operating the way it should be. And then, which leads to your MSA and SPC studies as well.
So to summarize then, I think the insight that Niall and Devin have given is that an IATF audit will focus upon how management have acted from a strategic point of view in reviewing the strategic direction, reviewing the quality objectives, refocusing the business, maybe having special management reviews. There will definitely be focus on contingency planning. There will definitely be focus about rules for operator safety with the restart of production. And then Devin's given the insight that when production is restarted back up, what was our startup process? How did we make sure the machines were ready for startup through doing any special maintenance activities? And then how we ensure that the processes are stable and capable after we have started them back up. So thank you very much for that insight.